That's me. Then. One sec. Okay, say something now.
Test.
Now we're good.
Testing.
Okay. Love it. I gotta love it. You gotta love it when Discord changes the audio settings. You gotta love that.
Oh, it's gotten me many times.
Indeed. Anyways, here we are. Welcome back. It's another week of DrawBomb. Woo! We still haven't gone over the technical issues. At this point, that's just on our brand, you know?
It's part of the show, you know?
Mm-hmm. But,
Well, we're tuning in for.
That's correct. But anyways, I just want to say welcome to DrawBomb in the year 2020.
Wow.
Leviathan Den subscribed. First subscriber of 2022. Did I say 2020? I meant to say 2022, obviously.
You stood 2020. And not only that, they've subscribed for 12 months.
Wow, that's a full
1
year.
year subscriptions.
Full year of
5
subs.
That makes you an honorary DrawBomb.
That's right, you're a Drawbo.
You're one of them.
That's right. We're working on the branding still, so your fan name could change at any point. Just be ready for that.
That's awesome. We appreciate you. You're awesome.
You're awesome. Thank you so much for the support over the years. Always enjoyable to have you in the chat because it's good to have anybody in the chat ever at any point.
You're a VIP. You're a VIP.
You're a VIP. VIP. I've seen that show. VIP.
Yeah, with
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Exactly. That's the show.
Yeah. After the new adventures of old Leviathan Den.
Lord Spew in the chat says, "Draw
Lord
your favorite type of explosive. What is your nuke sona?"
Okay, I like that idea. We should add some. We're doing a fight scene. We could add our nuke sonas into this fight scene with these babies.
Is a nuke sona like a fur sona, but for people that like explosives?
Yeah, it's like there's cup sonas, you know, for like people like your Cuphead version of yourself.
Oh yeah, there's witch sona.
There's
like
witch sona. I actually, I've been thinking of one. It was your what's your spice sona, which is like what is your, if you were a Spice Girl, what would your persona be?
I'd be cumin spice.
Cumin spice. That's good. I had a good answer for it when I first came up with it. I don't remember what my like go-to was anymore. I want to say it was like stress and spice, like just stressed out Spice Girl.
Oh yeah, I guess I stuck too close to the actual spice thing.
I mean, look, you can take it like if 7 billion people have their own spice sona, you know, you gotta take what you can.
We can start. I'll be Old Spice. They can start taking NFTs once you lock down your spice name.
That's right. Once you get your spice, you can get it as an NFT. You can pay $5 million for it. It'll be great.
Well, I have no need for money laundering just yet, but maybe down the road.
Down the road, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Checking to make sure that everything is as it should be. Okay. Levels are still good. I hope everyone can hear us in the audio. Is the music like too loud? Is it coming in too? Let us know about the sound. I've been kind of fine tuning that. You know, it's really good. We want to show near its 100th episode is still asking people if its levels are good, but that's
I believe the 100th episode is where we finally figure it out.
Yeah, that'll be the like gimmick of the episode is we figured it out.
we learned
this episode is free of all technical difficulties.
It only took us more than a year.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna draw my nuke sona in the background.
Okay.
What's your Duke Nuke sona? Like, what's if you were a Duke Nukem character?
I would be. I feel like I can't just be Duke Nukem.
If you were a Duke Nukem line, if you had to pick a Duke Nukem line to represent your life, what would it be?
Balls of steel.
All right. I like that.
I don't know if that's like an accurate one, but I just like to say
he says
it.
that. He has famously said about the balls of steel. This is my nuke Sona, by the way. This is the explosion that happens when they blow up the Death Star. It's got the little ring that comes out of it, but only in, I think, the enhanced VHS versions.
Lord Spew says, "Sorry, dude, your sound is fucked up. Ian's words sound like trumpet notes, and bearded Ian sounds like a drum set."
Oh no!
Wow.
What have I done? Let me get a look-see at this stream here. It's always something, but I had some sound issues, but I thought I fixed them. But we're gonna get to the bottom of it here, folks. 1 second here. In the meantime, just make a drum set sound. Just make a beat with your mouth.
This is my chance to finally be a good beatboxer now that I sound like a drum set.
That's right. Spew says, "Sorry, I don't know not Ian's name. I'll call you not Ian." That's fine. I actually forgot to put our names up over our portraits. I should do that again.
Oh, right. I mean, that's accurate. I am not Ian.
Holy shit, Twitch really be making you watch like half-hour long ads before you can watch your own stream.
Yeah, we're not even... Those aren't even the ads that we're putting out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I can see what's going on with the audio. I see what's happening here. This is too much. I'm confused. Everything sounds fine. Is this a bit? No, it's a little deep fried. The audio's a little deep fried. I was just joking, your audio sounds fine.
Oh my god.
Oh no! I just wanted to say your voice sounded like a trumpet.
It was a bit.
You know, the thing is, the audio could be better. I'm gonna still fine tune it eventually. Now is not the time to do it though. Right now I'm like getting attacked in the face by my own voice trying to watch this. Yeah, pranked. We got pranked.
First prank of 2020.
That's right. April Fool's came early.
Oh man.
Got. You got some. But no, I think we're at a good point right now with the audio. It's sounding good. We got pranked, but actually I'm glad we got pranked because my voice was coming in a little deep fried, and I wanted to fix that because I turned up my microphone and I turned up the gain on my thing. So it just made everything a mess. But I sneak onto other people's streams to sabotage them, says Lord Spew. Xenus also says my Explosona is a pizza pie laced with nitroglycerin and TNT stick pepperonis.
Whoa, that's a diarrhea explosion.
Which part of TNT is the explosive part? Is it like the whole sausage link? Is it like there's gunpowder?
Right.
There's gunpowder inside those. Right, yeah, of course not. But like there's gunpowder inside like the little sausage links. Is that how TNT works, or? Like,
I assume so. It might be a little more complicated than just a stick of gunpowder, but maybe it's just gunpowder. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure it's the gunpowder and all the other ingredients that make up the boom. But basically, like the little sausage links are like little receptacles for that stuff, right?
My nuke Sona can be what is it, like Fat Man and Little Boy or something like that. What are the? Oh
yeah. Fat Man. That's the nuclear bomb, right?
It's one of the two.
I know there's like new types of Fat Mans in the Fallout games because like, you know, you had a hand-mounted nuclear launcher, and then they were like, but what if you had a bigger nuclear bomb?
Right.
But yeah. Lord Spew also says my resolution was to be less helpful. Well, thank you. You've failed. You've failed so far because I've made my audio better. So haha. Swoosh. But also he says every time my explosona is a student's explosive shart in the middle of a crowded class. Every time I draw it, I have to draw 30 grossed out kids. It sucks. It's a very contextual explosion, which I kind of like. Like mine's kind of like a Death Star explosion, so that's very contextual.
It's too bad that you included an audience in your. As a key part of your drawing, that makes it a lot harder to pull off.
It's always the crowd scenes. They take forever, which is why we're drawing a bunch of babies.
At least all the kids aren't like riding bikes or something.
Oh my god, bikes are the worst to draw. What's your least favorite thing to draw? Like
me?
Not like very specific like item. Like what's your least favorite prop? I guess let's go that specific.
Bikes are up there. I'm not very good at cars. I mean, I know I can all I have to do is like look at a reference and I'll get it down. But I hate how it's such a common thing and I can't add it to my illustration inventory. I have to always look it up. I can't. I see cars every day and yet I can't just remember how to draw a car. Right. I have to look at the car every time. It's really dumb.
That can be tough, yeah. I'm not a big fan of cars either. Anything mechanical is very tough. I really want to practice my drawing mechanical things sort of stuff. Because like back in college, I had a teacher who they did an assignment that I really should have practiced more, which was he gave us like a sketchbook, or we bought a sketchbook, whichever, and we were supposed to look at like 5 types. We were supposed to do 5 drawings of a type of object around our apartment every day. So like draw 5 chairs, draw 5 coffee makers, draw 5 tables, and we were just supposed to keep doing that every day, at least 5. And that was like good practice for just drawing like things, you know, like it's such a depending on what you like to draw, you'll kind of stick to that. But if you ever have to like branch out and draw, like for instance, I like drawing people, so I draw a lot of people, clouds, I guess, you know, whatever. But clouds and people, I like drawing those. But if I were to ever have to draw like a tire swing, like I might have a hard time, because like drawing a tire is like a whole other skill, like drawing props and like how you render just everyday objects is like a whole separate thing to practice, and that
well, I can draw tires just fine, but the moment they're suspended in the swing form, now
that's when it gets tough.
Now it's difficult. Yeah, exactly.
I was always impressed by that episode of Gullah Gullah Island where they have the scavenger hunt, because one of the clues is in a tire swing, and I was like, damn, that's a good drawing of a tire swing.
Lord Q says,
sorry, go ahead.
My persona is 10 cats in a fight, piled up, biting each other.
I like that. It's like I like to imagine like the 10 cats are all like writhing around and having a fight, but it still makes like a human silhouette and like it fights like the cats are just part of this weird hive mind, and their fight is
I was just gonna say I would like to picture the mascot suit that someone wears to the conventions that actually looks like a bunch of cats like together.
Is that a thing, or are you making? Is that something you're?
No,
making?
I'm saying.
Okay.
If it was like a persona like that, like you wear to your like furry conventions.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It'd be cool if you made a costume that looked like a bunch of cats.
Yeah. Sort of like
although I feel like the rest of the people there would not be as into it.
They would feel like they were being mocked, and I think it's fair.
I wanna have sex with one large man cat, not a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
Sicko.
This is fucked up.
Yeah. That's what they draw the line.
Yeah.
We're not here to yuck yums, though.
We're not here to yuck yums. Honestly, like, there's a lot of furries are very, very nice. You know, do what you gotta do.
A lot worse things you can be.
There's so much worse things you can be than a furry. So whatever, do it. Go ahead, have fun. I don't care. Have your convention.
I might make fun of you a little bit, but you can make fun of.
Yeah, make fun of anything we do.
My sexual practices too.
Make fun of us for doing like 92 episodes of an unwatched stream. Like, go right ahead. There's plenty you could shit on us for.
No need to be hurtful. I mean.
Yeah, we got a follow, by the way. I don't think you did. You hear that when we got that follow?
No, I didn't hear it. Was it a follow?
We got a follow.
Oh my gosh.
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set the windows to. I gotta figure that out. Anyways. But yeah, we got a follow from a person. There's a way to check that. I know, I set it up. but I don't. I never activated that doc. So thank you, person who followed us.
We appreciate it.
Your name. I didn't read it in time. Thank you. Znud says, with my luck, my persona would just be one of those mangy dogs in Mexico somewhere. Yeah, like the, don't they have it like a...
You know, ladies like bad boys, so that might work in the persona community.
That's
if you're
true.
like...
You're like one of those hyenas from the Lion King, you know? Like, you're like kind of wild and you got a dark side.
Exactly.
Lord Spew says, I can only draw tires with the person being run over beneath it. I'm so bad at them. Listen, I'm trying to up the drama in the furry community. My character should be divisive. I had a girlfriend who once told me that if I didn't argue with her, it felt like I wasn't fighting for the relationship. Ooh, that is toxic. Actually, ladies love Cool J, Maddie F says. Maddie F, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Maddie F. WrestleMania is upon us.
Second. He was the one that outed Lord Spew's.
Oh, that's right. Frank. You are absolutely correct. So sorry.
Xenu says he might be a big assfley.
Big assfley. So my costume is fighting cats who are hot but fighting. Okay, so they're hot cats, but they're fighting. So it's like
the play cats, right? Isn't that hot cats fighting?
So like, is it actual like realistic cats all writhing around creating like a human silhouette, kind of like million ants man from like Rick and Morty or something like that? Or is it like not 10 or so like people dressed up as hot cat furry cosplays all climbing on top of each other like a Cirque du Soleil? Like, is it a Cirque du Soleil or is it a 1 million ants man situation? This we gotta know.
It's like a flash mob of sexy cats.
Yeah. Man, I want to draw that now. Let's scrap this drawing. First time chat from viewer H5Art5 said bomb. They put a bomb emoji. H5Art5. Well, they got art in the name.
Wow, that bomb is very specific. Like that, it looks pretty close to our.
I think that's just the bomb emoji, though, isn't it? Like,
it is. That's what I'm saying. But it's like purple and everything.
We're so iconic.
Or maybe my colors are all messed up. Yeah,
colors might be. It's gray for me. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man, my eyes.
Continue. But I like now. I'm just imagining. Okay, so like. Now I'm just thinking of different movies and would they be improved if it was like everyone was dressed up like the characters from the movie Cats or like the play Cats. The movie Cats, it's a play, obviously. The movie.
It's both.
Yeah, but no one wants to talk about the movie. Like that'd be like saying.
From what I understand, the play's not really worth talking about much either. It's just has a following.
People like the play. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I can't defend it, but people.
I
like
shouldn't talk too much shit because. But I just, from what I've heard, it's like, it's kind of nonsense also, but...
Oh yeah, it's about like the, from what I understand, we're not, right now we're having an argument about something neither of us have watched, but what I've heard...
That's kind of argument.
Yeah, what I've heard is it's about the, like, talent of, like, the singing and the dancing and stuff like that. Give me 1 sec.
About the talent of man-cats. And they just come out in order and tell their story. Cat. We got Vampleb in the chat too with a thick Mario cheeks. There in the comments.
Say that again.
I said Vampleb dropping a thick Mario emoji.
Look at those Mario cheeks.
Yeah.
Look at those. Let's draw those. Let's draw a thick dumper Mario. No. Let's finish this baby drawing. We've had someone's got to write down all these things I've said we should draw because I never have anything in mind to draw when we get to like the blank canvas when we're done with the first drawing, and then during this whole time I'm like, oh, we should draw this, we should draw that, and then we forget by the time we get to the blank canvas. Somebody write them down.
Lord Spew says, as a bomb stream, what is your stance on drone bombing? Wow. This is... this is not necessarily a pro bomb stream.
Yeah, we're actually quite anti-bomb.
Welcome to Bomb Enthusiasts. We enjoy drawing and we enjoy bombs. That's the whole.
I asked the hard questions. Also, Matty F posting his wonderful emotes in the chat, which I'm a big fan of. The golf one, beach golf one is great. I sabotage and ask impossible questions. Well, I think my stance on bone drumming is I'm against it.
You just said bone drumming.
Bone drumming? Well, I'm also down for some bone drumming.
Welcome to our sister show, Bone Drum.
Yeah. Where you will, what is a drum? We can't continue this bit if we don't know what a drum is. Is that a word? I guess a dromedary is a type of camel.
Yes. But that has nothing to do with anything.
You're right. Bone drum. A bone camel. Welcome to our show, Bone Camel.
Draw a drum right now.
I'm not looking at any pictures of camels.
That's what your drum looks like.
I don't know what the fuck camels look like off the top of my head.
I'm gonna draw a drum after this drawing, because
okay.
I have some ideas of what a drum might look like. Just looks like a tree.
Draw a drum right now. You aren't allowed to look up any drum reference for your drum fan art.
Whoa, what year is that Buff Bomb baby?
I don't know, I thought it'd be fun. Like, I thought of this scene from Kung Fu Hustle, where,
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie, but where, like, the guy starts a fight with, this, like, neighborhood, like, this slum, essentially. And then he starts, like, says, like, I'm looking to start a fight with somebody or whatever, and then they get, like, some ripped dude to come out to, like, kick his ass, and he's like, no, I picked the person in the crowd who we fight. And then, he, like, picks, like, a little kid, and then the kid, like, stands up, but he's, like, behind a couple people, and then the kid stands up, and he's just, like, freakishly, like, muscular and stuff. It's just great. It's a good joke.
I haven't seen that in a while. I should watch it again.
It's a great show. It's a great show. It's a great movie. That's like one of my favorite movies. I watched it one night with some friends. We were doing like a movie night thing, and then I went home from the movie night, and I enjoyed the movie so much. Even though that was like my 5th time watching that movie, I enjoyed the movie so much that I went home and then I watched it again before I went to sleep, because I was just like, damn, this is a good movie.
It's usually a good sign.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Kung Fu Hustle, folks. Go check it out. Also, it's by the guy who made Shaolin Soccer, which is also a great movie. Also, we know about bone drumming, but I want to order the boneless drumming, please. 14 piece. Okay, the boneless drumming.
I mean, bone and drums are much more flavorful. I will argue that till. And it's not that hard to debone the drum.
You can debone. Like, I think you just eat around the bone, and I think then you're fine. Like sometimes, a lot of drum bones, they'll have like that little gap in the middle that you got, and you know, you have that little flab of meat. You just gotta like, you know, like stick your tongue
exactly
in between the bones.
See, you get it.
Yeah, I get it. I know how to eat a drum.
Right. We're not children. We can eat our drums with bones.
We can eat the drums. God, I'm trying to think of like what other babies to add to this. Where it's, I guess this baby needs a sash. These babies all need sashes, which you've done, except for
Big boy.
Big boy, I drew right here. And then I think that's enough babies.
Those moldy lamb bones. Is that what a drum is?
Yeah. No, moldy. I like to think a drum is like a creature from the forest, and it looks
Lord
like.
Spew says, "You spineless drum" is my best insult. Yeah, if someone called me that, I would have to go home and reflect, I think.
Yeah, I'd sit down. You just find me in like an unlit corner of my room. Oh, we just got a fart noise.
Sure.
Matty F subscribed. Matty F, thank you so much. He just typed "cum." Just the word "cum." Thank you, Matty F. Much appreciate it. Go home, change into my mirror, cosplay, and reflect. That's good. I like that.
You just reflect other things, or do you like stand in front of a mirror and create like the void?
I think when you put on the mirror, like other people who are going through like an emotional crisis are more inclined to like try and throw a tomato at you. Because like they see themselves and they don't like what they see.
Right. Where are people getting these tomatoes that they're throwing at me all the time? Like, do they carry them with them on their person? Do they hit up the farmer's market when they think they're going to run into me?
Why is it a tomato? Why is it a tomato?
I think it's like nature's water balloon, and it stains. It's like explodes. It's mushy.
Yeah, I guess. The thing is, like, in TV shows and stuff, they always show the person getting hit by, like, a tomato. And it kind of, like, explodes on them, and they're like, it's fine. Whatever. But, like, I feel like getting hit by a tomato would hurt a lot.
It would hurt a little. It would hurt a little.
It's still, like, a solid vegetable. It would still...
I'm gonna go change into my Black Mirror cosplay, which is not what it sounds like. It's okay. It's just where I, do some existential thing about cell phones.
Yeah, I might. The internet, I have like a British accent. Isn't it crazy to like the internet?
Boy, technology's wild, ain't it?
Yep, there you go. Folks, you just watched all of Black Mirror.
I like Black Mirror.
I like Black Mirror, but that's kind of the gist of the show. It's like
Twilight Zone a little bit. I think like the last like season or two, I'm like, okay, now they're just doing the same story in different ways.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, we have a thing where you can put your consciousness on a chip. Now let's make just 8 stories about that exact thing.
Yeah, I think the thing about Black Mirror is that like because it's so specifically about like technology and like it's the Twilight Zone but technology, like that's cool, it's a great idea for a concept, but it is gonna run a little thin until we get new technology because at least something like substantial, because
if you give yourself a specific theme, you write yourself into a corner at some point.
Yeah,
but there's a few seasons of good TV there.
There's some great Black Mirrors, and it's also launched like a few people's careers. Like the guy who's the main character in Get Out, he was in the I think 2nd episode of Black Mirror, and I think that was like
that was not the one where a man has sex with a pig.
No. What a way to start a show.
What a bold move to make that episode 1.
Episode 1. First thing people see about your show. Hey, guess what? Guy fucks a pig. Good stuff.
Wow. It's kind of like the whole thing, like, if you start your show that way and people return, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
If they leave, let them go. Lord Spew says, are you going to do a name reveal for Not Ian on episode 100? I don't know. We're thinking about it.
He's a little afraid to get doxxed.
Yeah. We were thinking just to keep my identity safe. We won't reveal my name, but we can reveal my address instead.
Your address and your social security number.
Yeah. Just so I feel like the audience feels like they know me a little bit more person.
That way, if anyone wants to pay his student loans,
yeah, that'd be the best case of identity theft. Someone just pays your debt.
I would totally, if I was rich, I would totally do that. Like, I would totally identity theft people to pay off like their debts.
Wow. And then you can still go to jail for it.
Yeah, I would still go to jail for it because it's still hella illegal, but it'd be fun.
You don't go to jail if you're rich. Come on.
This is true. we all saw. Well, it kept Robert Durst out of jail for like the prime years of his life.
Right, now he just has to go for like 5 years while he's like decrepited on the machine, like big deal.
Yeah.
I would say it's a pretty successful run as a serial killer if you
like
you take the retirement in jail.
That's honestly a little bit best case scenario for him because like while he's alive and healthy, like he gets to be scot-free for murders he committed. And then when he's old and like he was basically going to be living in a home anyways, he gets to go to a place where they're going to pay for him to like be have like fed and have healthcare and like the
I've heard the food and
it.
healthcare in prison is great.
The food maybe not so much, but the healthcare, like they technically have to keep it alive. That's you're right. It's not.
Maybe if you're a rich guy in jail, you might have better healthcare.
That's true. Yeah, I'd rather go to like one of those Swedish jails where it's like just a fancy dorm room. What if
Swedish jail? It's like you get to live on like a farm and then you get to leave after like a month and you never do crime again. I think something like that.
Yeah. Promise us not to do no more crime.
All right.
Okay. Hope I never see you again.
Yeah, let's make fun of them because we're the ones who got it figured out.
Yeah, we like our prison system. We got it right. Yeah, it's not fucked up at all.
Lord. Maddie S says, when is the face reveal? I paid a lot to have this. Every episode I do hours and hours of makeup just to put this fake face on.
Yeah. You remember Clayface from Batman?
I got too much shit on me.
I got too much shit on me. I don't want to be alive anymore. But you know Clayface from Batman?
Somewhat.
Well, I remember
he's not as heavy of a hitter as like Joker and some of the ones you know.
I remember him from the
Clayface.
Bruce Timm Batman cartoon though, but like
okay.
He basically had like a jar of like special. So like basically, his face fell in acid. Like 80% of Batman villains, their faces have fallen in acid at some point.
If Gotham just put a little bit more like legislation into like vat railings and protection, like you have to have a 5-foot railing around every vat of chemicals, like half the criminals wouldn't exist.
Yeah. But if they then Batman would have nothing to do and neither would Superman. Sure. And Superman would just be like a god without like people keeping him busy, I guess. So that'd be kind of fucked up.
Sounds boring for him.
But Clayface, so like his face was like dipped in acid or whatever. So he had like a weird fucked up purple face that was all like, ugh. Or maybe that was just Two-Face from Bruce Timm. I'm pretty sure his face got fucked up anyways. I don't remember how. It comes into play. But
he dipped it in acid in clay.
He had clay in a jar is basically what I'm trying to get at. Also, real quick, Lord's Peace says, draw Clayface as the pot in the Patrick Swayze ghost moment. Romance!
Whoa.
Okay, I definitely want to draw. I gotta go through the chat and like find all of the things.
There's some good prompts. Where's
great prompts.
They're all here right now.
I gotta write these down more. I'm gonna write that one down. But anyways, Clayface has a pot of clay that he holds, and then he basically like puts it on his face, and then he gets to he assumes like the identity of another person because he can make the clay like look.
So he's like Darkman.
He's like Darkman, yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Oh shit! I just did a thing. Oh my god.
I am Clayface. Ever since I tragically fell in that vat of clay, I decided to take up a life of crime. And they're like, that washes off, dude. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
It does what now? Fuck.
Can I? Sorry. Sorry,
I already
guys.
did a bunch of crimes, so I guess I should just go with it at this point.
Can we all be cool? Like, if I apologize.
Sorry, I hijacked that bus. Yeah.
Looked like somebody else did it. But yeah, Clayface was cool because he would just like put clay on his face and then he was Darkman. And I think
cool.
I remember at the end of the episode he somehow turns into the pile of clay. Like his body just like melts. I think because he's been putting so much clay on his face, he is now becoming clay by the end of it, and then he just fucking melts into a pile of clay. And then like 10-year-old me is like watching a man die in like a cartoon and just like
Fuck you, Clayface.
Fuck this
That'll
guy.
teach you.
I'm glad I got to watch him slowly suffer as he died.
If you do the crime, you better be ready to do the time as a pile of clay.
You're a pile of clay, sir. Goodbye. Get out of here. Get washed away in the sewer. It's basically like, what happened to him is kind of like almost what happened to the sand guy in Spider-Man 3.
Just blow away.
Yeah.
Dust in the wind style.
Yeah. Just like that.
Why did they use that song in the movie? What mistakes were made?
That movie was a lot of mistakes. So many mistakes.
It's getting a lot of love in hindsight now from people.
I think it's getting a lot of love from... It's a meme, like for meme purposes, like the same way that Smash Mouth and Shrek are kind of getting a lot of love from people. Sure. Although those are different too, because those are kind of making fun of the popularity, while that movie is just terrible and people are making fun of. It's an expensive, big budget flop.
I kind of want to go back and watch it again, see what my opinions are on it now, because it's been a while.
Too.
Matty F says, "I am become clay."
Destroyer of worlds.
Finally happened. Xenute says Bruce Wayne paid off OSHA inspectors to overlook structural faults in Gotham's acid factories. Exactly. I think that it's a real conspiracy.
He should. He would solve a lot of crime.
Lord Spew says, "Man, do you think if they remade the movie Flubber, it would just be one of those YouTube ASMR videos of someone sticking their fingers in the slime and making fart noises with it?"
Oh no.
Would it be a bigger box office hit or not?
I think if they were to make a new Flubber movie, it'd be part of an extended cinematic universe with Flubber.
The Flubberverse?
Flubber, Stefan from Family Matters, aka Steve Urkel, and then the Nutty Professor with both a CGI Jerry Lewis and Eddie Murphy.
Did Robin Williams turn into a jerk once he had flubber powers in the movie? Is that the connection you're making, or just Mad Scientists?
Just Mad Scientist movies that kind of came out around the same time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Had beloved sort of comedic actors of the time.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. The sound alerts are not working yet. I don't know why. Or are they working? I didn't hear them.
I don't know.
I gotta figure something. The sound seems to get messed up every time we start streaming. I don't know why, but
You sound like a trumpet.
We'll get to the bottom of it. I was a trumpet. Boo! You stink. I can add sounds to my Stream Deck too. I don't even need voice mod anymore. I can just do it straight from my Stream Deck.
Is the guy sticking his fingers in the silly putty making fart noises? Is that like a 90-minute feature?
Yeah, it's just. And there's like different songs playing in the background. Like there's "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye at one point, and then it's like that "Day Bow Bow" song, you know, like.
And the movie was a difficult feat because it's all done in one take.
That's right.
It's like Birdman.
Day bow bow.
Stop spoiling the movie, dude. I haven't seen Flubber 2 yet. You're ruining it.
I'm sorry to everybody.
You're spoiling Flubber 2.
By the way, what about Smash Brothers Mouth? Is that anything? That's a hilarious. That's Smash Brothers Mouth is. I just imagine different Smash. I at first I wanted to imagine Smash Brothers characters playing Smash Mouth songs, but I actually just imagined the Smash Mouth, the band, fighting each other in Smash Brothers.
Has Smash Mouth been announced for Smash Brothers yet?
I think they're like on the the next like docket for. Secret,
I think they need to add a few more anime characters, and then they'll add Smash Mouth after that.
By the way, I think you're dumb.
Me?
You're such a fucking idiot.
Oh, dang it. I thought maybe that was the case, but now my greatest fears have been confirmed.
I'm gonna need you to fight back on that one, because we're being paid to have an argument right now.
Leviathan Den says, subscribe for 1 year again. Thank you so much. That I'm basing that on probably the whole Smash Mouth conversation. I'm assuming is why you're like, sign me up. I want more of this.
Yeah, exactly. You wanted to be like clued in to all of. Oh, Captain Sheepy subscribed. Captain Sheepy's here.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, what the frick?
Leviathan gifted a bunch of people.
Oh my god! Leviathan Den with 5 gifts. Oh, what?
He gifted you, Ian.
I got gifted. Oh my god, that's right.
You finally get to be a member of this community.
So happy.
Thanks a
Whoa,
lot, and
gifts.
we appreciate you. You're awesome.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Jeez. Well, I can't wait to entertain you with more wonderful conversations.
We're gonna use this Twitch money to fund Flubber 2. Check out our Indiegogo that will be up soon.
You know, he started gifting the subs when I did the around the time I did the mouth fart sounds.
That's true. It was right then.
And there is a fart noise whenever we do get a sub, so
I think there's a connection there.
okay, no more of that. But that's like the sound effect they used for like you remember the spleen from Angry Beavers? Like it was like a weird, like fleshy blob
show?
with a toe on it. Yeah, the Angry Beavers was a show, and then the spleen.
No, I know. Was the
that?
spleen in like? Was it in their world or was it a show they watched on?
Yeah, it was like a shitty B movie.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I remember that.
No, don't let it crawl inside your brain. Wait, did we just get gifted more subs? Oh my gosh.
You did more than your farts.
I did, you're right.
And it worked. So we're really onto something here.
Oh my gosh, how do we even say thank you to all these gift subs?
Don't know. We'll have to draw a request for Leviathan Den.
I'm gonna real quick go through the chat real quick. Isn't the new addition to Smash Brothers the newest Bachelor? Brandon, you watched The Bachelor. Why don't you tell us about what's going on?
I haven't watched in a season or two. I got bachelored out. It was fun watching absolute trash and like treating it like a sport. We were talking about like, you know, there's this podcast we were watching. I think it's called Game of Roses, and they basically talk about everything like it's a sport, and like there's plays, and every time somebody does something like super manipulative, they're like, wonderful play by so and so that was fun. It's like a companion thing, but they've been doing this thing for like the last like 8 months where literally a season ends and the next one starts up like a week later, and I just got fatigued. I can't do it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's
I need breaks. It's too much Bachelor, and it's a long ass show. Every episode's like an hour and a half.
Really?
Do it. Who can do it? And it's crazy, and they air like sometimes twice a week. No, it's a lot. So I had to take a break.
I haven't seen The Bachelor, but I have seen the Saturday Night Live parodies of The Bachelor, and those are hilarious.
It's a trash show. It's fun sometimes.
It is. Lord SP also says the newest addition to Smash Brothers is the newest Bachelor. He can one-hit KO anyone by either giving them a rose or not giving them a rose. So he's just one-hit KOing people.
When he KOs you, it just puts you in a black SUV that drives you off the episode.
That's right.
You're gone forever.
They put a bag over your head. Instead of a Kickstarter for the movie, make an OnlyFans. Actually,
wow,
that's not a bad idea. Like, because the Kickstarter has
OnlyFans. We'll call the OnlyFans Flubber 2.
Flubber 2, that's right. Flubber harder.
Flubberer.
But an OnlyFans instead of a Kickstarter makes actually a lot of sense, because a Kickstarter has a time limit, but an OnlyFans, you can like that. You know, you can keep that thing going like as long as you're so promising the movie.
And on top of that, I think Kickstarter frowns upon you showing pictures of your butthole, but OnlyFans has no problem with it. So
this is true.
We're just broadening, you know, what we're able to do in our marketing.
Broadening our horizons. This is perfect.
Exactly.
Get on it.
Leviathan Den says, Merry Christmas sub. Sorry your gift was so late, you handsome humps.
Aww.
Well, you know, thank you so much. You're You're the real deal.
You're the MVP.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is. It's a miracle on 30. What street do you live on? What's your address?
1122.
123 Fake Street.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, look at that. You're using an airbrush?
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a
draw
shot.
pile.
You know, Industrial Light and Magic, you gotta pay them respect. With your Explosona.
So why is the drawing not updated on the stream?
Is it not?
Did you get kicked out? No, because I'm seeing your drawings, but I'm watching the stream, but it's frozen.
Oh, what is happening?
Am I right? Am I right?
Hold on. There was a glitch.
Whoa.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. That's fixed. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry,
there it
folks.
is. No, it's all good.
How long have people been watching just a blank screen? Or not a blank screen, but you know.
Lord Spew says, showing my butthole deterred people from supporting my Indiegogo. That's what I'm saying. That's why you gotta know, the right market. Pitch your stuff on OnlyFans, and you can show the beehole as much as you want.
It's all videos of, Lord Spew says, it's all videos of you making fart noises with your fingers and slime. Just going...
Exactly.
I gotta stop. I don't know why. Doing that.
Mandy F says, it's rotten!
It's rotten! This is a political
Lord
piece.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Sorry. He says it's a political piece that you were drawing, and all the colors of the rainbow at war.
Oh yeah, you're right. We did kind of get all the colors in there, didn't we? We got most of them.
Yeah. All the colors of the rainbow. Green, purple, red, blue, and yellow.
Yep, there's no other ones. Not a single one that I can think of.
Do we want to finish this one up and move on?
Isn't this pretty much finished up? Like, what else we gotta do?
Yeah, I'm good with this. We can do this.
I'm good with this. Let's draw some of those, crazy prompts. Yeah, but which one of these colors is the most equal? Oh, man. Probably the one in the jet. I think that was definitely got a leg up.
Yeah. We should just have a gray one off in the distance, shaking his head in disapproval.
Yeah, like,
I am all the colors.
the violence.
I guess gray wouldn't be the answer. Brown. Brown.
Black.
Black.
Black would be all the colors. Although if you're like paintings, you'll usually get like just an ugly gray or brown or something like that. But technically, black is all of the colors and like white is the absence of color or something like that.
Okay. That sounds about right. Where are these colors I'm trying to look? There we go.
There we go, you got it. Okay, so I want to draw that Patrick Swayze ghost thing.
I'm gonna draw what I think a drum looks like. That type of animal.
Leviathan Den says, sorry for the humps comment, that was fucked up. I don't think so. We are handsome humps.
Yeah, I took it as a compliment, frankly.
Yeah. I was honored. Happy somebody thought about my humps.
My lovely lady humps.
Check
I gotta
them out.
draw, or I gotta find out what Clayface looks like.
I'm gonna draw a drum.
Oh yeah, he is just a giant clay monster, I guess, after some point.
They just look like a lump of clay.
He's like, imagine the Thing from Fantastic Four, but he's made of mud.
Alright. It's just a lump of clay.
Yeah. But he used to be a man. I think he turns into the clay guy at the end of the episode. I don't remember.
Why do all people who are disfigured suddenly want to do crime? What's the connection?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. They gotta get their shit sorted out, I think.
It's like, look, I'm sorry it's happened to you, but
You gotta let go. And also, like, why is he taking it out on Batman? Like,
Well, I don't think they ever come after. Some of them do, but most of them don't come after Batman specifically. They're just fucking with shit, and then Batman comes after them.
true, I guess Batman's kind of
Like,
raining on their
look, I just
parade.
wanted to blow up this bridge. I didn't. Leave me alone, Batman?
Hold on, there's some comments. I tell my fiance all the time, you mess with the camel, you get the humps. What do you tell your fiance to initiate romance? Except for Quasimodo. Well, personally, well, you go first. You have a fiance. You tell us.
What do I say to initiate romance?
Coitus, yes.
Well, we're not married yet, so it would be a slight against God if I were to. I can't,
Good answer. As for my fiance, what I would say is I would walk up to her and I'd make like sad puppy dog noises and go, "Ow, ow, ow," and then she'd be like, "Fine."
Are you in your persona outfit at the time?
Yes, I am. And then I actually strip down out of it once we actually start because she's not into it. She's like, "You gotta take that out."
Well, it's too bad that she is not willing to, explore your sexual tastes. It's too bad.
I saw this episode of a TV show. It was briefly on Netflix, and then I think they took it off because it was just so horrifying to watch. And it was about strange animal obsessions. I think that's literally what the name of the show was. I've talked about this before. But the one thing was, like, the guy just wanted to be treated like a dog, so he slept in a kennel, he got fed dog food.
He just wanted to be treated like a dog.
He was just, like, eating gross, wet dog food. It was truly awful to watch. Like, this guy just...
Even in diet, he wants to be treated like a dog.
I think at one point he ate his own shit, because dogs eat their own shit.
Dogs also will eat normal food.
Yeah.
You can act like a dog and still eat food.
I know. I don't... Look, man.
I don't think a dog's first choice is dog food.
I think a dog's...
I don't
I'm
know.
not expecting you have the answers to this.
I don't think dogs choose. I think they just see food and they eat it. Like, I've seen my own dog, like, eat shit. Like, I've seen multiple dogs just, like, be like, "Oh, is that shit on the ground?" And that's it. They ate the shit, and they didn't have any qualms.
I wonder how they feel after that. Is it satisfaction? Is it regret? Neither.
Neither. They don't
I don't think
feel
satisfaction
like
or
shit.
regret is in a dog's.
No, I don't think so. I think satisfaction's in a dog's mind, but not regret.
Lord Spew says, after you do the dog thing, she'll then kick you in the gut just like you like.
That's right. I like to imagine I'm an abused animal. And that's the type of lovemaking I want.
Oh boy. Z-Newt says, but if Batman actually cared about solving crime, Bruce Wayne would have funded social programs to improve underprivileged communities like the criminally disfigured. Yeah, no, he doesn't care about that. He just wants to beat people up.
To beat people up. He's just got demons.
He's a dark passenger, and
Yeah,
he takes it
exactly.
out on people who dress like clowns and clay.
Yeah.
Lord Spew says, my dog's in the Guinness Book for most qualms. Wow, congratulations. How many did it take to get that record?
Yeah.
How many qualms?
How many qualms could that dog
Walk. Try to say qualm backwards. Oh, one qualm. I guess, yeah, dogs don't have a lot of qualms, so having one would make it a record holder. I think my dog doesn't have qualms, but it definitely takes umbrage. Doesn't like fireworks.
What is your dog? Why does your dog hate America?
I don't know. We've been trying to
Your dog's not
deprogram
a
it.
patriot. This is my drum.
That's your drum right there.
That's what a drum looks like.
I'm drawing Patrick Swayze in Ghost.
He has kind of like a blow-up doll head going on.
For some reason, I'm putting it like he's the one doing the clay. It's actually...
It would have actually been in the scene it was him and her, but I think it was actually Whoopi Goldberg being possessed by Patrick Swayze in that.
Oh,
they just
God,
didn't show it that way. It would be more upsetting, so they didn't really show it that way.
Draw your qualm sona.
Draw your qualm sona and then draw your calm sona.
I think the drama is my qualm sona. The drama has some like Eeyore energy.
Yeah, it does. You
also
really,
known as just depression, I guess.
It looks like if a Star Wars creature was Eeyore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like a cousin of Sebulba.
I don't think we're allowed to talk about Eeyore yet, but soon Winnie Pooh is entering the public domain, and then we can really.
Is it owned by Disney? They'll never let it enter the public domain.
I don't know. I think in general it's open. Maybe you can't use the like animated show, but like I mean they've been books for like 100 years or more.
True.
I don't know. It's just been in the news recently. I don't know why.
Oh,
what are people gonna do? Now I can finally make all those Piglet memes I've been waiting to make without the lawyers.
All those videos. That I won't talk about.
Look at that.
Wow, we're really hitting the furry jokes today, aren't we?
I guess so. I assumed Winnie the Pooh would be more like scat porn than furry stuff, but we don't have to get into that.
Oh, Bubba.
Jesus.
Whoopi possessing Patrick Swayze, romancing his girlfriend was the first on-camera lesbian clay scene, I think, right? Big steps with LGBTQ plus community. Yes, it was.
I think you're correct.
It's just unfortunate that they had Patrick Swayze play the lesbian, you know?
Yeah.
We weren't far enough back then. They were casting, instead of just casting an African American lesbian, they asked Patrick Swayze to play Whoopi Goldberg in that scene.
Patrick Swayze just showed up on set. He's like,
all right, I guess I'm Whoopi Goldberg. I got the hair. Are we doing this, you know, with the face paint, or are we not? Because I don't totally know. And they're like, no, Patrick, that's not what we meant. You're a CGI. You're a ghost. Oh, thank God. I was really worried we were gonna make some questionable choices with this movie.
Rip torn in peace, Patrick Swayze.
Rip torn in peace. So like,
oh, go ahead.
So in Ghost, I haven't seen it.
I can answer all your ghost-related questions.
In Ghost, so is Whoopi Goldberg? His body's possessed by Patrick Swayze. Like, is Whoopi Goldberg just kind of like staring vacantly into like the middle distance the entire time, and like Patrick Swayze, like his arms,
so
just
he only possesses her a few times in the movie. She's like and she's kind of like a scam artist, but for some reason she's actually able to like see him, so she's as scared of the fact. But she's the only one that can see him, but she's freaked out by it too. And then so he has to use her to help do his unfinished business, not finished business.
That's just like that movie I saw with Ricky Gervais, Ghost Guy, where he's a ghost guy. He's got to help people with unfinished business.
Love that one.
I think it's called Ghost Town or whatever. It's alright. It's whatever.
Anyway, so it's a scene where, like, finally his girlfriend believes Whoopi Goldberg because that she says that she can see him, and then they have a romantic scene together. But it just, he's like, close your eyes, and then it's just like, it shows her as Patrick Swayze the whole scene, so that it's not as jarring.
Interesting.
But it's Whoopi. Where's your favorite place to make Whoopi?
at the pottery wheel. I finished my Patrick Swayze drawing. I think it's good.
It's great. Is that from Roadhouse?
That's right. Patrick Swayze is about to rip Whoopi Goldberg and the woman in the front's throats out.
Did he rip a throat out in the Roadhouse?
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
I need to watch that movie again. It's been far too long.
It's such a good movie. Like, it's such a good movie. It's not good. It's just a blast.
Right.
Patrick Swayze gets like stabbed in the shoulder with a huge giant knife in like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then the next thing he's just like casually stitching it up, and it's just like, sure, why the fuck not? Like, whatever.
Maybe you're not as much of a badass as Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, but I'm I don't have to suspend my disbelief that hard for that. Just put on your favorite pair of jeans and defend a bar. Isn't that what it's mostly about?
Pretty much, yeah. That's the entire movie. I almost think.
Some things in the chat.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with very...
Clay is the gayest medium.
That's correct.
I didn't know that the tallies had come in, but I can see that.
That was at the Gay Awards. They nominated it.
Yeah, their favorite art medium.
Yeah. Leviathan Den says, I've been playing Neo 2, it's so fucking difficult. Well, that's what you get for playing a Souls like in the title, man. Jeez. But no, those games look fun. I do want to play them. I think I have the first one on Epic. They were giving it out for free. But yeah, you're gonna have a hard time with that. Lord Spew says, I know every state has like a state bird. What is your state's state ghost? That's actually a great question. Like a state ghost. Like, what's the most famous ghost story?
Oh yeah.
In Michigan and in Pennsylvania. I don't think
I know the answer.
The Molly Maguires, maybe, for Pennsylvania, but that's just like local for like Jim Thorpe area.
Our most famous ghost is the one in the window in 3 Men and a Baby.
I think that's accurate. Yeah.
No, I don't. Most famous Michigan ghost story.
While you look that up, I'm gonna read through our comments.
You just gave away a piece of my address, so we're getting there.
Yeah, that's true.
Away at it.
I said like a nearby town for me, so I'm just like really zooming in that like triangulation device. My favorite Whoopi movie is Titanic, when Whoopi Iceberg sank that boat. Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, so that's a couple of steps. There's Whoopi Goldberg is changed to Coldberg, which is then changed to Iceberg.
I just didn't really get the part in the story what I mean, it was clear she was the antagonist, but they didn't give her a very good motivation.
Yeah, I don't know why she sank the boat. I just know that she sank the boat. They didn't really give us a good, clear backstory.
They really underused her like acting ability too. Like, I don't even think she had a line.
I think she'd been in The Color Purple by that point, or I think that's the movie she won the Oscar for. So it was clear she had the chops. I heard in the deleted scenes that she kept messing it up and not wrecking the boat, and they had to do the wreck in post. And they had to do it with a miniature too. Like, they tried to sink a real boat, but they just couldn't.
They spent so much money on that fucking boat for that movie.
Boat. Turns out they just had to open up a luxury cruise liner. Like, they just had a boat that never sank. Dude says that fucking prison hand story.
I don't know that one. Is that a local one to your?
Oh yeah, the Molly Maguires, yeah. So the story of the Molly Maguires. Have you found your state's most famous ghost, by the way?
No, I kind of started to give up, but maybe we'll look again. Is that related to Lizzie McGuire?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately not.
Alright.
But basically, the Molly Maguires were like these, I want to say they were miners, like coal miners, working for like the local rich guy or whatever, doing the coal mine shit, and they wanted to be paid better because they were getting paid like shit. So they were sort of like starting a union, and then like they got infiltrated, and then they made a murder happened, and then the guy who infiltrated the Molly Maguires, they were like 3 Irish brothers, so that's why they were the Molly Maguires, but they got infiltrated, and then the murder happened, and then the guy who infiltrated the Molly Maguires said, hey, when I was in their meetings, they talked about this murder happening, and the Molly Maguires were like, no, we were just talking about unionizing. So then, like, they basically got framed for the murder, so that they weren't able to unionize because now all of a sudden they were going to jail for murder. And then
it makes it harder to accomplish it.
Yeah, it does. And then when they were in jail, they, attested to their innocence, and then they were about to get hung for the murder, and then the one guy put like a handprint on the wall and was like, if I'm innocent, this handprint will never leave. And then like they apparently have the handprint on that wall still. It's like a whole big like, ooh.
Whoa, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, so that's the most famous ghost I can think of in Pennsylvania.
He dipped his hand in permanent ink and he's like, that'll show him.
You just high-fived that wall into permanence.
Yeah.
What's your most famous ghost? Have you found it?
I haven't. Hold on, I'm saving this drawing of a drum. Google haunted places in Michigan. I don't know. I'm looking for one that I've actually. Yeah. A lot of the forts in Mackinac Island are just because, like, places where war happens.
Yeah, people die in war.
It's a popular one. Yeah. Why aren't there more animal ghosts?
Why aren't there more animal ghosts? Well, I guess because it's kind of sad to talk about an animal who died. But what about Topsy the elephant, who got murdered by Thomas Edison?
I hope they really worked their stuff out now in death. Topsy and Thomas.
This is the ghost of the hand of the Molly Maguires, by the way.
Well, he looks pretty happy though.
Yeah, he's a ghost. He doesn't have any worries. No qualms.
Most ghosts don't seem that happy though. Is the whole idea that they're like disoriented? Do they know what they're doing? Do they like, hey, let's knock some cups off tables and
I'm gonna rattle some pipes?
Or are they like where the fuck am I? What is this? What? I'm late for work. It's like I feel picture it's like a dream where you're like in school and you're like forgot to study for your test and you're just like freaking out. I imagine that's what it's like to be a ghost. You're just like, shit, I'm late for work and I can't. The bottom half of my body is transparent. Where are my car keys? This is bullshit. And then you just knock a bunch of stuff around.
Well, like, I like to imagine it. So like one time when I was like a kid, I used to do karate. I used to take karate lessons. And the one time I was like sleeping. You ever have like one of those like things where you're half awake, but you can kind of like, you're like half dreaming, you're half awake, so you can kind of hear people talking to you in your head. So like it was during the time period where I was in karate, and I was asleep in my bed, and then I woke up and I started to have a dream where I was in karate class, but I was actually just in my room groggy and I had just gotten out of bed. So I started like doing my like kicks and stuff like that, and I was just like, what the fuck, there's no one here, man. I'm going back to sleep. And I did that, and that's how I kind of like to imagine a ghost is this like being half awake and half asleep, and like there's just a dream happening, but the dream is actually happening. It's just people are like in their house doing karate lessons, going like, okay, kick, and the ghost is just like, stop, fuck, don't kick.
I think that does explain why so many of the ghosts are doing karate that I see. But yeah,
there's a lot of karate ghosts.
Yeah, so many of them. It's like I can't keep any boards around the house. They keep getting chopped in half in the middle of the night, around 3 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Lord Spew says, I wish there was a ghost of one of those deers that slam through the window of a shop and flop around and mess up the furniture, and once a year all the furniture flies all over the place. Yeah. And it keeps coming back to the same shop. They're like, fuck, it's here again.
Yeah.
Van Pleb says, if I were a ghost, my dumb butt would continue driving to work and putting in my 8 hours. I'd never realize I was permanently retired. Yeah, I imagine, If they are a thing that exists, that's probably what it's like.
Yeah, I have to assume.
Lord Spew says, what if ghosts are just dreaming you astral projecting to the future?
Whoa.
Whoa. Well, why am I always dressed like an 1800s 7-year-old girl in the future? What happens to me that I change my fashion so dramatically?
Please, sir, won't you help me find my balloon? I think it's up in the tree.
I think they should just make Native American burial grounds the property a little more expensive, because people just keep building on them and
Certain pet cemeteries.
yeah,
I agree.
never works out great.
They always have a guy, like they hire a guy to like warn everybody, be like, nah, don't go down that road now, y'all. But they never listen to him because no one listens to that guy and with that voice.
Why is that guy always crazy? Well, I mean, the subject matter makes it hard for people to take it seriously. But he's always a crazy guy. If once in a while that guy was like just like a reputable source.
Well, I mean, even people don't listen to reputable sources. I mean, this whole pandemic is
That's
like people.
very true.
Yeah.
Lord Spew says, we're just seeing pilgrims having stress dreams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a more believable theory than some that I've heard.
That's true, yeah. I like that idea, though. Or it's just like some Victorian girls just like, oh, tomorrow's my first day in the factory.
He says, future people are seeing us going to class naked. Yeah. They're like, man, this ghost keeps losing his teeth. And failing tests, shit like that.
Man, this ghost...
Yeah, I like that theory.
Yeah, I like that. Man, this ghost keeps thinking it's running, but it's actually just like moving very sluggishly.
Do you dream a lot?
I dream more when I don't smoke weed.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Or I think I just remember my dreams more. I think you always dream. I think it's just a matter of whether or not you remember your dreams. And I think
Okay, yeah, I guess that's more what I'm asking. Do you remember your dreams?
Yeah, usually when I smoke, like if I smoke weed, I don't, and that's fine with me because what happens in my dreams isn't ever coherent. What about you?
I remember my dreams quite a bit. I mean, you know, when I say that, like, I remember them, like, once you wake up, it's like a time.
Yeah, you got like a ticking
timer
clock.
ticking down until, like, it's just that your brain deletes it all. Your brain's like, whoa, my bad. Forget all that. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna get that cleaned up.
It's like when you're like looking at photos on somebody's phone and you scroll too far back, and they're like, "Whoa, nope, stop." Sorry, don't look at that.
Yeah, your brain's like, oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that little guy. I'll get that cleaned up. You just. You're like, wait, no, I want to talk about this. What the fuck was that? And they're like, what the fuck was what? And you're like, you know, the thing with the.
Are you naked on my car? Were you naked on my car? Were you naked on a trailer? Were you naked? Was I naked?
Someone was definitely naked. I'm sure of that much.
Yeah. There is some future scientist right now seeing me have a dream where I'm trying to grab my wiener, but it has a mind of its own and keeps diving me for like half an hour. Man, I hate that dream.
Are you trying to grab it to, like, return it to where it belongs, or...
You just gotta get it under control. It's flying all over the place.
It's your responsibility, right? You know?
Yeah. Well, you don't want your wiener going someplace it's not supposed to be. Oh my god, no.
Right. That happens, you go to prison.
Yeah. Alright, so it just keeps flying everywhere. Well, it was in the kids' amusement park, so I mean...
I was 30 miles away. Doesn't matter. You're in it. Now you have to let everybody know when you move into their neighborhood.
That's gonna be a fun conversation for you. What sort of dreams do you have normally? Is it like
I have a mix. I'll get like ones that are like just like anxious dreams, like I'm fucking up at work or school, which I haven't graduated from for a while. those happen sometimes. But then I also just get like totally batshit crazy ones that are like a full like story, and all the people have lines, and like there's like a script, and there's some semblance of a story, and like that's just weird shit. I'm like, and it's me doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can relate. Most of my stress dreams have to do with me being somewhere and forgetting a mask at this point. But I do have a lot of dreams where it's like none of them are ever like coherent long enough to make a full story. It'll be like constant change of environment, change of like what's actually happening, but like there'll be like little
right. I'm not saying it's a good story. There's definitely some plot issues, plot holes.
Yeah, I'm basically dreaming like little set pieces everywhere.
Yeah, there's some semblance of a story of a narrative in my head, but yeah, it's all over the place. Every once in a while, I make the mistake of waking up and being like, "Well, that dream was cool. I'm gonna tell you about it," and then halfway through, all right, never mind. I can't remember it. I sound like an idiot.
Do you when people tell you their dreams, how much patience do you have for it?
You have to hook me right away. This is like a pitch meeting, and that you gotta get me right off the bat.
You gotta tell me the plot twist up front.
Right.
Because I agree. Because like, here's the thing. Yeah, you have to, like you said, you have to hook me right away. Because sometimes people will have a dream that maybe is interesting because I can't think of it off the top of my head, because what I'm trying to say is, I guess, that most dreams, I don't fucking care. Like, a dream is like your brain is just like filtering out all the excess whatever. It's like it's hitting the garbage disposal on your brain. So like whenever people like are like, oh my god, I had a dream last night, I'm just like, oh fucking no, don't tell me the gibberish that your brain just like squirted out. And
the worst part is that they're usually doing that in order to get to the point of like the symbolism, which extra annoying. And
it's like, okay, if maybe that part was legitimately interesting, just tell me that first. Don't tell me the whole dream, because I don't want to hear it. I just want to hear the part that's noteworthy, because I'm sorry, I will never ever tell anyone my dreams, ever. I used to. I don't know why I would ever try, but like, because like they're gibberish, they're dumb, they're not
once
like.
In a while, something interesting happens.
If my significant other ever had like a nightmare, I'd be like, tell me your nightmare as I stroke your hair or whatever, because obviously they want to get that off their chest and they want to like be comforted. Like, I get that. That's fine. But if you're dreaming and you're just like, so like I had like in my dream I had 8 cats, and then I went to the grocery store and all my cats came with me, but then I had 10 cats, and then when I left the grocery store, wouldn't you know it, they were all drums, and those drums went galloping over the moon, and I was just like, what the fuck, I don't care. This is nonsense.
But what happens after that though? I need to know how this ends now. I'm pretty
That's the whole story.
We got a posture check, a hydrate, and a stretch. So if you can do all 3 at once, that'd be perfect. Let's see. Straighten up.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh.
Boy, that helped.
Okay, I'm hydrated now. But so yeah, and like I'm not trying to shit on anybody who like likes their dreams or who believes that their dreams have power, but just like as me, and just if your dream was interesting, please don't tell me your whole dream. Come right out the gate, be like, I had a dream.
Don't bury the lead.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bury the lead, because I don't fucking care about people's dreams. I don't even care about my own dreams. That's the thing. Like, and I'm not talking about like your hopes and your dreams. That's obviously a different type of dream. Like, I'll hear all about.
Well, I don't care about your hopes or dreams.
I don't care about your hopes and dreams either. No, but I do. But but like, I don't even care about my own dreams, because my own dreams are just like, wow, what if the Harry Potter house was full of Stay Puft Marshmallow Men? And it's dumb.
Whoa.
It's just like your brain filtering shit.
Your dreams are like Hollywood now.
Yeah, basically. Oh man.
We got a hit on our hands!
Yeah, we got it! Oh my god, speaking of hits, we should talk about the new Matrix movie.
Oh boy, what a hit that was. Would you like to go first?
Well, first I just want to say, do you like my drawing I did? This is me.
I do. Is that your ghost protecting? Or is that a dream?
That's me dreaming and striking a pose while I'm naked in class.
Have you had the naked in public dreams?
No. I can thankfully
I don't really
say
either. I know it's like a popular one. And granted, I'm not looking to like go streaking, but it's also not like a thing I'm anxious about. So I think that's why that one doesn't manifest itself.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because like your dreams
I'm not
are.
Worried about that.
I'm not worried about being naked in public, and I think that's why I haven't had that nightmare. I don't know, or I guess the being naked in public nightmare is supposed to be like metaphorical, like it's actually about you're scared of. But I also don't believe that. I think if you were afraid of, like, if your naked in public dream is you're afraid about going to like your job and fucking up or whatever the dream is supposed to symbolize. Like, I think you're just gonna dream about going to your job and fucking up, and that's your nightmare.
My like anxious dreams. I keep using that term, like, but I think it makes sense. They're a lot more literal. I don't think I know that. I have like completely batshit like drug trip dreams, and then I have just like very like literal ones. Like I'm at my very real job and I'm making mistakes, like just stupid.
Yeah, like I've definitely dreamt about showing up to work late and like just being exceptionally late. I've definitely dreamt about fucking up at work, getting fired. I dreamt about getting fired a lot because that's what terrified me, was getting fired. And like it wasn't like I didn't dream about going to school naked or something like that.
I'm realizing something right now. We basically ranted about how annoying it is to hear people talk about dreams, and then we went on to talk about our own dreams for about a half hour.
Yeah, but I think
narcissism? Is this what this is?
Well, we're definitely narcissists for doing this show, but that's a whole different matter.
That's part of it.
But yeah, it's different.
These people can exit out. You can't exit out of a conversation that someone walks up to you. I mean, you can,
not politely.
Not as easy as clicking a button being done.
I wanted to so hard when people were just like, "Let me tell you about my dream." I just wanted to be like, "Can you fucking not?" And like,
can't wait till we all live in Zuckerberg's metaverse and we can just exit out of conversations.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
It's gonna be great. God, I can't wait for it.
Can't wait for Zuckerberg to own everything.
He owns like half of Hawaii, right?
I think so, yeah. Zach says, yes, naked dream sucks because I'm always back in high school except with a 30-year-old man exposing himself around a bunch of minors, so it's pretty stressful.
Yeah. It's kind of like those like Saved by the Bell like reboots. I was like, we're all teachers now.
Oh, that's right, they are doing.
I don't know if they're naked doing it.
I don't think
they're doing it anymore, but but they've tried that a number of times.
I remember seeing about this. I think they did just come out with like a new season of the new Saved. I think it might be different actors now at this point, but I think they are still.
It's definitely got to be different actors for some of them because some of them are no longer with us.
Yeah, rest in peace, Screech. Dustin Diamond. Torn in peace. It just sucks to die. I guess I don't have anything to say about him.
Well, I can't say for sure. I've never done it.
True.
Yet, but I'll let you know when I get there.
Yeah.
I'll let you know as a ghost.
Try it out. Yeah, come back. Let us know.
I'll just the transparent version of me will appear in your house, and I'll be like, 2 out of 10, and then I'll just disappear.
Wow. One final review. It's beautiful. Speaking of reviews and speaking of dreams, what did you think about the new Matrix movie?
I didn't like it. I don't want to spoil it because it still just came out, and I'm sure some people will want to watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. It was not very, like, even like one of my biggest complaints is the action wasn't even very good, and I feel like that's the one thing that like I was like, okay, maybe the story will be like completely lame, but at least I'll be able to ooh and ah at it without my brain on for a few seconds. That didn't really happen too much. Story itself was there was some interesting meta things they did that I enjoyed, and there was some like interesting choices and setup, but the actual story I just didn't really. I couldn't care. I tried, couldn't care about any of it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I thought the first half was like really promising. Because I actually really enjoyed. I ended up liking one of the biggest things I think I was gonna have a problem with in the movie was like how do they answer the question of like why the fuck Neo is still alive? Because there's like obviously you killed him at the end of the third movie. Spoilers for the Matrix original trilogy. So I was just like, how are you going to explain that he's back? And how are you going to do that in a way that doesn't feel like a cash grab? And the way they explained it made sense within the story, and that's really all you can really hope for. And so I was happy with that. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. And then like they were doing like the mindfuckery that was going on with Neo, and that was really interesting. And then like once it hits like they get to a place in the real world, not without getting too into spoiler territory. And then they go there and they have a conversation. You learn a lot about like what's actually going on, what's been happening between like the movies. And then like the movie becomes, you find out what like the real plot of the rest of the movie is. And like it's fine and it's fun and it should be a good time because it's very simple. It's like a point A to point B type story from that point. It was executed in a way that didn't feel very engaging or fun. The movie looked like a cheap TV show and it was insanely expensive. Keanu Reeves was bad at acting in it. Neil Patrick Harris was great. What was that?
He was Neil Patrick Harris. He's a good actor, but his character just felt out of place to me.
His character felt out of place, but at the same time, everyone felt out of place in that movie. The whole movie felt out of place. I'm not sure
what belonged there at that point.
The whole movie felt like you know how like when in the original Matrix movie, like there's Agent Smith and then there's two other doofus agents who are like hanging around next to him, and they're kind of faceless.
They're like red shirt agents.
Yeah, the movie felt like one of those guys. Like they don't have a name, they don't matter. They're just kind of there. They look like the real Mr. Smith, but they're just like little shitty versions of him. And they're hanging around him, kind of like because he does such a good job that like as long as they hang around him, they're fine. And that's kind of what this new movie felt like. And like, you know, I think the crux of the movie was definitely that scene where the CEO, there's a scene in the movie where a CEO sits down with Keanu Reeves and he says, hey, we're making a sequel to The Matrix. Warner Brothers wants us to make a sequel to The Matrix. We're gonna do it with or without you. Do you want to be part of it? And then Neo says, well, yeah. And that's I think the most important point of the movie for me, because that is the movie right there. Is Warner Brothers said we're gonna make a new Matrix movie. We'll do it with or without you, so you might as well be part of it. And so then that's what Lana Wachowski did, and I get it, and that's fair. And like, as much as I could shit on the movie, I'm not gonna, because I respect that. I respect that you took the reins of your baby because you didn't.
Better her than someone else.
Exactly, better her than anybody else. Or maybe there was room in the decision-making process for her to pass the reins off to somebody who would have done a better job. I don't know. I don't think the movie was good.
No.
But I hated it, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. It was about what I expected, I guess. I wasn't expecting it to be great, but it was worse than I expected, but I still didn't expect like a good Matrix after all this time.
I think it was better than I expected. I expected it to be completely, like, the fact that the story was comprehensible at all, and that I was able to make sense of it, is like way more than I expected. I expected there to be some shit that they would have to pull like in order to make any of it work, and I expected it to be completely incomprehensible gibberish. But I understood it, so I gotta give it that.
That's fair. I remember we were making jokes like in the scene where they're like, "WB's making this with or without you. Do you want in?" To Keanu, we're like, "Is this like them when they actually pitch? They just like have a hidden camera to, like while they're pitching the movie too." But yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much because I do think a lot of people probably do want to watch it.
All I'll say for the rest of my review is there was a lot of moments where they just kept showing clips of the first Matrix movie, and it was just like, yeah, that's a good movie. I wish this was as good.
Remember?
Yeah, remember? And I was kind of annoyed by that, but I think a lot of the movie was also making a point of the fact. I feel like the movie was sort of making a statement about the fact that it was a rehash or whatever, but whatever. But also, the action was terrible, just absolutely god-awful action, and like some people, some people like the Matrix movies for the heady philosophical shit, and like fine, you get your kicks the way you want to, but the if you liked that or not, there was a little bit of that in the movie. Like the movie had some of that stuff in there for you, but not quite to the extent that the 2 and 3 sort of really got into it. And if you didn't like that, at least they all had dope fucking action scenes, and this one had awful action, and then it looked like a cheap movie, and then that's my review.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much, but it was weird.
I was not impressed.
I heard people really liked it.
I've had a couple text conversations with people who I talk with about like movies and stuff, and like a lot of them have texted me going like, "Hey, I loved it. It was great. I really enjoyed it." And I'm just like, I respect your opinion, but I'm so curious. Like, I wish I had the same experience you did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did not.
I was fully expecting bad. I saw some tweets like the night it came out, people being like, "Awesome," and I'm like, "Really?" Like people I respect. And then so when we went to go watch it, I guess my hopes had risen a little, and then I was just like, "Oh."
Yeah. The first half got
early
my
in the beginning
hopes.
where I'm like, in the beginning there's a part where I was like, "I'm liking this."
Yeah.
But
we said that there was another dope scene after that, and then everything after that was like trash. I think like the movie like blew its wad on like that scene where Neil Patrick Harris was in the mechanic shop, and that scene was like great, and then every scene after that I hated, and I think that was like that was it.
Yeah, it was strange. We have in the chat, Life and Den says, "I got a really sweet gentleman's pipe for Christmas. It's nice to smoke some cherry tobacco out of, draw some stuff, listen to some jazz, and drink a glass of Lagavulin 16. Wow, you're a classy gentleman, it sounds like. That all sounds great. I don't smoke a pipe, but I would feel cool if I did.
I used to smoke a pipe with tobacco in it, not like regularly, but like some friends and I had like a gentleman's club sort of like situation going on where we'd like meet up like once a week and smoke tobacco in our pipes and be like, yes, let's talk about shaving and, and things.
Talk about shaving with a straight razor.
Yeah, or just like shaving with a straight razor, or like tips on like getting a better shave, just doing that sort of thing, or like good whiskeys.
Wow. I don't fit into that group. Being bearded, Ian, I just let it grow out. I don't do a lot of shaving. I don't smoke tobacco. I like whiskey. That's one thing I could be a gentleman about.
Yeah.
But, at a certain point after I've had enough whiskeys, I'm no longer a gentleman.
If you stop being a gentleman, you start being real.
Time we stop being real world.
Real world road rules.
Road rules, yeah. Exactly. He listens to jazz while he does it too. So all the boxes are checked. Pretty classy. What do you like to draw?
That reminds me of that scene from SpongeBob when they're trying to be adults. So they're like, acquire a taste for free-form jazz, and then just shows them standing there.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like all most that.
I
All
like
those things
jazz.
are great.
I listen to a lot
I don't
of
like
jazz.
smoke, but all those things are great. It's funny there, like the go-to, like.
Put on your jacket, like your red velvet jacket.
Oh yeah, a little smoking jacket.
Yeah. What was that, an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where he meets with Hugh Hefner and like he mixes up the jackets? Is that Curb?
That is Curb. He brings his dad's jacket because he wants to show Hugh Hefner, and Hefner's like, "Oh, it's a fake." And he's like, "Can I see it for a second?" And then he just steals it.
Yeah.
That happens so often in that show. Somebody will be like, "Hey, can I see that?" And then they just fucking steal it.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens to Larry David a lot, and he's just getting it off of his.
I want somebody to go through the series and keep track of all the times he has to pay something out.
Oh my god!
And how much money has he lost.
I'm curious about that. Actually, that would be a great statistic to bring up. Keanu Reeves did a lot of.
There's my Keanu. Whoa.
The bullets.
So he did that a lot in the Matrix. I want to talk about the symbolism in that movie, but I also don't know what symbolism was intentional and what wasn't. I feel like there's like the theory that like the original Matrix series has a lot to do with like trans symbolism and things like that, and I don't think they've ever confirmed any of that. The Wachowski siblings.
Oh, I thought they had. Maybe not. I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I
don't think they have ever spoken on that specifically. I think that's just been sort of like internet theory, and there's been some like very interesting theories in regards to all that stuff. But also I wonder if like any of that stuff, if that symbolism was there in the original movies, if any of that stuff is still in this new sequel, because there are a couple of scenarios where I wonder if they're sort of commenting on that sort of stuff, because Neo. Without, again, getting too heavy into spoiler territory, Neo is a game developer in The Matrix, and the game he's working on is called Binary.
Yeah.
And there's also a moment early in the film when Bugs, the girl with the blue hair, she first meets up with Morpheus. And she's like talking about choice with Morpheus, new Morpheus, and then he's like, it doesn't seem like much of a choice. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Sneeze done. Okay. Anyways, so she meets up with
a soundboard noise to play every time when you silence yourself.
Yeah, I should have a.
Maybe that kills the point of muting yourself, but it'd be funny if you had.
It would be funny. Well, I could turn on, like, a Discord has, like, a plur, so I could just unmute Discord whenever I'm,
like, the actual Discord sounds whenever we're streaming, but, anyways, Bugs has a line about, like, so, like, Morpheus says, like, doesn't seem like much of a choice, and then Bugs says something about, like, you know, I felt weird about my life being narrowed down to a binary choice, and then the person with the pills laughed and said I was looking at it all wrong, or that I was missing the point or whatever, which seems like it could be a line in regards to like that, like it could be either supporting the trans theory, or it could be that character saying, like it could be read as that character saying like, hey, all that trans sort of symbolism you read in the Matrix is you're sort of putting that in your own head because of the doctor said I was missing the point thing. I don't know. There's, that's the fun part about symbolism in movies, is unless the director or the creator tells you like, yeah, I was definitely doing this, there's not really, you could just kind of hash it one way or the other. And I'm curious about what that movie was trying to say about, or if they were trying to say anything about all that stuff. But the fact that he was working on a game called Binary just makes me think that it at least has some sort of play in it, although Binary also has to do with computer code and things like that.
There's
so
some pretty on-the-nose things.
Yeah.
If you look through the series. But we are coming near the end of the show.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh yeah, I guess so.
We got about 10 minutes left.
Oh gosh, we've actually had a lot of people in the chat today.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
For giving out all the subscriptions here.
Leviathan Den for being Santa Claus.
Yeah. Ho, you're the man. Thanks, Matty F, Van Pleb, Lord Spew, Z Newts,
Captain Sheepy subscribed.
Captain Cheapy. Wow. And we have somebody new friend.
Oh yeah, that high
H5 Art.
H5 Art, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Tuning in. Makes it 1,000 times more fun when there's actually people here.
Yeah.
We always have a few, but it's nice having a big group. Appreciate it.
It's a lot more fun to be able to read the chat and be like,
yeah,
hey,
this is meant to be an interactive experience for us as well as you, so we appreciate that.
we do. And, you know.
That was my New Year's resolution, have more people watch our show.
Well, shit, we're off to a good start. We should start advertising on Instagram.
There you go. I'm sure Instagram would love that.
Oh yeah. This is my Neo deflecting the bullets like he did like a million times in that movie.
Remember when I did this thing?
That was the thing. The movie did a lot of member stuff, but again, like because the movie was sort of so meta.
That's what it was about.
Yeah, it was about that. So I don't. It's hard. It's a hard movie to diss in that sense because what was intentional and what's not. And like that's the hard part about art is like if you make a shitty movie, like that's one thing, but usually when you make a shitty movie, like you didn't intend to make it shitty. But if you like the decisions you made are intentional, but it's still a shitty movie, like you could have still made a piece of art that's still very personal and successful to you.
Yeah, 100%.
But then Death of the Artist takes over and like, you know, everyone can still say it's shitty.
Yeah.
Art is hard.
We're allowed to have our opinions as much as the artist.
Yeah.
Leviathan Den says, I miss DrawBomb so much. It makes my week, even though I'm off for 3 months. Oh, congrats on being off. Is it because, I don't know where you live, but is it because pools, it's not pool season?
Oh yeah, I guess it's very cold out. It's cold as shit outside right now.
Right. He puts in ice skating rinks this time of year.
Oh, interesting.
No, that's not.
I mean, that'd be logical sense to me.
Someone on the internet said it, so it must be true.
Seems like a good
anything you'd like to
move.
plug in?
Oh shit.
Well, I guess I would like to plug this little show I do. Actually, you know what? No, I do have something to plug. I have something to plug.
Oh yeah, oh you did.
If you go to Instagram and you go to a profile called PM Jams, PM Jams, there's a little music video. It's animated. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, PM Jams. Wait, it's not in that video. Hold on, wait 1 sec. Which one is it? Hold on. I linked to it in my profile.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, PM Jams. Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm sorry. If you go to PM Jams, there is a video on that Instagram profile. I animated it. Check it out. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Cool. I tune into DrawBomb on Mondays. That's what I got for now.
Oh, wow.
It's a great time. Great people. Well,
Papa John's.
no, not affiliated with them.
Not affiliated with that guy. Isn't Shaq like the new Papa John now or something like that?
Interesting. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, he'll slap his name on any commercial for the price, and I don't blame him for that. That's smart.
I would do it if I could get cash.
Yeah,
that way.
100%.
Need it.
100%. Especially if you're known for like being like a sports person. Like at this point in your retirement, like, hell yeah. Like, I don't know. There's no, I feel like sometimes actors feel like they're destroying their legacy if they're like, wow, I did commercials all the time after I was done with my movie. It's different if it's acting on acting, but Shaq is not an actor, so if he's like appears in a commercial for Radio Shack and is like, who gives a fuck?
Radio Shack, what's going on?
Radio Shack. I didn't even realize what I said. That's genius. Get Radio Shack.
Put that together?
I didn't.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, he can totally put his name on any commercial, because like what? He can't play basketball anymore. Like that was his job. What else is he gonna do? Be a wizard again?
Plus, I'm sure he makes a shit ton of money doing that.
This is true, he does. You make a lot of money being in commercials. Oh gosh. What a wonderful episode this has been.
Wonderful. It's a great time.
It's a good time. We had some technical difficulties that weren't actually true, but also I think were true. I don't know. Life is a roller coaster, but thank you everyone for joining us. Much appreciated.
Life is a highway. I would enjoy riding it all night long.
Oh man, who made that song? Is that Rascal Flatts?
They sing it, but I don't know if they made it. We had a conversation about Rascal Flatts last week, and you didn't know who they were.
I still don't. I don't remember.
I mean, you know that they sing "Life Is a Highway."
Do they? Is that their song? I could be completely.
I
off
believe it
base.
is. It is. It is indeed.
Okay. What are the lyrics to that song? What's that part when he gets like his voice really? He's like, "We get bit,
let's see here. I'm gonna bring.
Is he just saying the lyrics to the Friends theme song?
No, I don't believe so. That song also would argue that life is a highway of sorts, but
it's true.
I believe it goes, there ain't no load that I can't hold. Wow. A road so rough, this I know. I'll be there when the light comes in. They say I'll be there. So
none of these have rhymed yet.
Tell them we're survivors.
That's not. None of those rhyme. Do the verses of the song not rhyme?
All we know is that there ain't a load that they can't hold.
There ain't no load that we can't hold.
And they want to ride it all night long.
Gross. You're gross. Get the fuck out of here. You're gross.
Alright. Just quoting my favorite band, Rascal Flatts. I don't understand what the problem is. Alright. Well, on that note, I think we should play ourselves out.
Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone have a good night.
Yeah.
This has been another wonderful Draw Bomb, and goodbye.